Hello there, and welcome to episode 13 of my Rimworld Biotech tutorial series. In this one, I'm going to do my best to prepare Roly for her upcoming promotion to the rank of a Acolyte, which comes for the first time with real requirements. You see, the Yeoman title didn't bring any requirements, It's just freebies. Once you hit the Acolyte title, though, there are a lot of requirements there. So all of a sudden your room has to be of a certain size, it has to be floored, you have to have a double bed, and so on and so forth. There's a lot of stuff. So this apartment here is, frankly said, only the beginning of Rowley's little luxury palace. That's why I have put it here. We can and will expand that over the course of the time into, well, I think this will turn into a monstrosity like that over the course of the time. Maybe a bit different. The thing here is I made very good experiences with keeping the room at the beginning small and making it larger over the course of the time. Because your nobles, they want some seriously badass floors over the time, and floors are costly. Floors for big rooms are even costlier, so I started to work with these enlargeable rooms. And we're being raided yet again, so my dudes. Randy's quite aggressive with us tonight. But that's not so much of a big deal. We got our people together, and we also got the entire crew back up there. Oh, and I'm very sorry about the delays about the anima tree bonding. There's been just too much between me and that. We have, though, opened up the tunnels that we require. I totally derped on that in the last episode. Beg your pardons. So we're going to bring up our dudes here. And as you see, this is an entirely different lineup compared to before. We have now a serious army of shooters here, and Rowley will just be around the corner here to play the whack-a-mole game, if even necessary. I don't know. Thing about these dudes is they're Neanderthals. That means they are really tough. They really tank a ton of damage before they go down, and they do deal a lot of melee damage, so that's why we make sure that Gokan is not going to have too much of an opportunity. And Habanero looks pretty darn fast, but he ain't. The thing about your average Neanderthal is they are slower. Here, slow runner. That's the only real downside of these dudes, because look at this guy. Look at him. They even injured his brain and he turned into a trauma savant instead of being properly wounded by that. So Neanderthals are big bad tanks, but you can't kite them quite well because they're by default slower than your dudes. That's the gist of it. But their genome is insane. They are so darn robust. Let's show it up here once more. So they are slow, but they got big bad immunity, tolerances against temperatures. They have strong melee damage. They're taking less damage by robust. They feel less pain. They're such a pain to deal with. So we got that Lavago dude there, wriggling around. I don't know. We have already a possum as our home Neanderthal. I'm not sure if I want a second one. So let's check out the health. So basically, whenever I want to find out whether or not I'll be picking up a prisoner for converting reasons, something like a missing leg or a missing arm is pretty much a no-deal condition, because I don't want new recruits that I have to work hard for that even come with a disability. That's just not. Okay, so back to the topics. We have to work hard here today, but, well, the most important thing is we require wood. Sadly, the configurations here are right now like that. Grow duty is higher, so we're going to set Vunas on a duty that she's going to hopefully cut plants before doing these things, but Yeah, well, I don't know for what reason it is. Sometimes they stick to their old job for a while, but now it triggered. So sometimes you just reconfigure the work tab, but it seems as if it not works. Be patient in that moment. There we go. And the toxin team wants to go by, wants to come by for a little conversation too. Jeez. Wild days. Luckily, they want to be preemptive. They prepare for a while, so... These dudes are really bad news, especially when they come with frag grenades. So what we're doing here is we're going to focus on the trap building yet again, the usual shtick. It's 5 people, so it's reasonably dangerous, but if they come as a prepare carefully setup, they won't be able to attack us directly. That's the good part of the deal. The bad part of the deal, we're being a little bit overrun here. Frequency of attacks lately was quite sick, so we're going to assign Vunas to build some more traps. Right now, the amount of traps we can erect before they attack is going to be all the difference, because these guys are all shooters, and well. The more of them we down via traps, the better. So, let's carefully speed up that bit. And order Vunas to build more traps here as well. We have to work hard here on that. I'm not assigning Cobb on trap building here, even though he is a fledgling constructor. The reason for that is I don't want a person with failure chances to work on these things, because traps, when they fail, you lose a part of the resource, and right now we are a little bit under pressure, you know? A little bit under pressure, but this is looking already pretty good. We got ourselves quite a lot of traps there. But we seem to be running out of wood for the moment, and oh, wait a sec. Totally forgot to send that chicken away. You probably noticed that last episode, didn't you? Anyways, we're going to cut more trees, because right now that's really important, and that's your typical Rimworld experience, by the way. You were just a moment before planning out your base, and then the local troublemakers are in town, and alright, we gotta get ourselves together here. And then you have to work to avert disaster. So our strategy here, whenever you're being attacked by dudes that come with grenades, is for me to make sure that the dude with the grenades is not going to be able to throw those grenades. So this is the dude here, Olispore, high on go juice, hell yeah. So that's going to be one dude that definitely will get through. But we downed him already. That's really important. The thing with the Toxers is they love to bump them up with Psyche. So luckily this was the only high as a fly dude. Alright, so... And he bumped right into Rolly. As you saw there, this was ideal. This, yeah, rip guinea pig. This is not so ideal. This guy here is allowed to use or cover against us. This is a bit of a failure, a flaw in our design, so we're going to ignore that dude for a sec and focus our fire on the easier hittable target. We're going to fix that corner in the upcoming future episodes, but for now we're going to leave it like that. Alright, we survived. Awesome. So, it was not too hard. First things after a gunfight, check out how wounded the wounded are, and if somebody is actually bleeding to death. So Rolly lost a finger, tragic, but not really as tragic as our beloved guinea pig dying on us. Anyways, jokes aside, this went really, really good. Not so... Oh, dudes, we're not done there. Oh boy, I didn't notice that they came as 2 squads. Oh, this will be bad. This might be really, really bad. All right. So we're in a bit of a pressure situation here. But, wow, look at that. Sometimes you just get lucky and headshot people. So Benjamin just one-shot that dude. Right on. So, if this is too much tension for you in your personal gameplays, just feel free to get on over to the storyteller settings and reduce the threat scale. Randy Random is also a storyteller that, like the name implies, doesn't give you that much of a insight about how things will go with them. That's hence the name. So we got to order more tree chopping if we want to get anywhere. As you see there, our strategy of trapping is quite effective, but it's also putting a heavy drain on our wood resources, you know. Okay, so let's see. After a fight, I find it very, very important to see to a proper treatment of your entire colony. I love to go for the untalented doctors in situations like that, especially if the wound is extremely harmless, unimportant, and the like. The best thing to go for is to take the bad doctors and give them a lesson, because there's nothing better than an unimportant treatment for them to grind up their skills. Because I made the experience that there's no reason not to have a couple of medical points on basically everybody where possible. That paid off every single time for me. Okay, so that went good. Now we got to wait a little bit. Our animals here are munching on the hay bales now. That's also a good change. But all in all, we have more field work than we got hands, so we really got to up our numbers there a little bit, or assign people accordingly. Let's see what will happen first. So we got a discharge in the battery system. It's pretty simple. Just draft and undraft the entire colony, and the fire will be dealt with. The most annoying part is to lose your entire battery charge during the night, which can lead to power outages for a while, but right now we don't seem to have too many problems. Okay, so let's get finally to the topic where I wanted to go. I'm sorry about those two attacks, they were just part of it. So we're going to check on out the requirements for an acolyte. So we need a room that has 16 tiles, needs to be all floored, needs a double bed, no work facilities, and no biotech buildings. Also, we need a throne room by now, so that's also something we have to take care of. 24 tiles, 2 braziers, all floored, so there's quite a lot of things to do, and Rolly won't clean anymore afterwards. Word. So, we're going to build up our throne room with granite walls, and I'm going to put it down here next to the temple. Why not? So I'm going to start out small here again. So let's see. No. So we'll have like 16 squares in that. Not too much. Let's make that larger. The thing is, here I'm trying to avoid building under the mountain as much as possible, because when you build something inside a mountain, sooner or later you will be attacked by insectoids. They always love to come as an infestation when your buildings are inside the mountain, and I don't like that. I just don't like that, especially with a room that has many valuables in it, just like a throne room, because insectoids, they love to spawn and just to nibble and munch on everything. And if it happens to be your royal bedroom and those things, it really sucks, you know? That's why I do try to keep my business away from the mountain if possible. Alright, so we're restocking our traps here. Great stuff. We should pick up those guns, and as you see here, we're a little bit disorganized here. Work ain't getting done as fast as we wanted to. That's mostly because I just have too many work orders at once. Another ambrosia sprout. I'm not interested. We have already more work than we can fulfill. You could set up a harvesting zone just like we did there. By the way, you can delete that. But right now, I don't feel like we really need that, you know. What I am appreciating a lot is that opossums focusing directly into the replenishment of the traps. As much as I would want to see the room of Roly finished... Oh, Cobb, you poor old fool. Sometimes they do that if you don't mod the game. And yeah, we totally want to restore our firepower here, trap-wise. Okay. As you saw there, that corridor already served as well. We totally had our benefits from that. But it's also a lot of work, as you see. So another thing that I want to install now is a turret. So we're going to put that turret over here. Yeah. Turrets in, especially those mini turrets in Rimworld, are not exactly super powerful ways and means to hurt the enemy. Holy, our food stockpiles are dwindling a little bit. So the main usage for me behind those gun turrets is that they attract enemies. It's really fun to see that your enemies love to punch your gun turrets. They really love that. They really love that. So good job, Opossum. You did it again. Medical emergency. So why are we not wardening or... What happened here? So I really don't know why my dudes have forgotten to feed them. Gray is actually configured to do that. Well, sometimes you just have these weird occasions where stuff goes all ippity-uppity, but, you know, it is as it is. So what's happening here, we don't have any meat for meals anymore, so let's change that. I took some focus into the restoration of our defenses, which was, in my opinion, really necessary. But now let's go hunt that grizzly and the stuff, you know. So we're going to pick on up our brave hunting party, these 3 here, and the rest of the colony can just do whatever they want to do. So this is a little bit micro heavy. But I haven't found any better way of doing it so far. Oh gosh, a possum, you fool. There we go. So, grizzly and work hunting. We already had that several times, so nothing special there. So, well, looks like we have to, whoa! Lucky me. Stupid thing. I was so sure that we were able to gun that thing down before it went ham on us. I was wrong about that. Anyways, that's not that terrible. Gas operation! Okay, so we're now officially able to create our own guns. That's a huge step forward. The next tech I want to have are gun turrets, and we totally want to build as many of these chain shotguns as seems feasible. Let's start with 3. Yes, that's a lot, and that's mostly because they are so good in many ways. Why are chain shotguns so good? They fire 3 times, and they have a really sick damage. Their only real downside is that their range is considerably low, but that's it. They are just a hell of a damage disher in close range. And, well, they serve so many purposes over the game. You can use them as defense against stuff like Neanderthals. Really powerful against that. You can use them against insectoids. Basically, every faction that comes enemy-wise, mostly in a melee encounter, these weapons are just grand. The regular pump shotgun or sawed-off shotgun, though, I personally found them extremely unappealing. I think what happened was that they forgot to capture them completely. They were wriggling right next to their beds or something like that. I'll keep a sharp eye on the situation there now. Also, we will have to hunt a tad bit more. Here, my animal pasture is not there yet. We have a lot of pregnant animals. They will get us through that. At some point, we will be living off of regularly slaughtered meat, but we have to get there first. Until then, we can just take care of the local menaces. Alright, that dude maybe not. He's a little bit far off. Is that cougar? Oh yeah. Oh boy. That cougar is really, really close. So we take our 4 people there. And we just... we're not going to attack from that angle. I'm not going to make that same mistake twice. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to shoot from that angle. And then we have a much easier time in sending somebody to kite that thing out, but that was not necessary. Tell you what, we're going to take down the warg at the same time, you know? Clean sweep. This way we getting rid of the worst of the predators on the map. That's something you just have to do in a boreal forest environment, sadly. Same goes for the arid shrubland. These biomes both have this, well, they just have a lot of dangerous predators, and you don't want a cougar, a grizzly, or a warg running around your base freely, unless you have good precautions for that. I don't want to sow out new heal roots, thank you. Alright, so luckily we have a huge steel vein here available for our shotgun crafting. Hopefully going to happen. Gray has all the work orders, but Rolly and Gray are marrying. So my dudes are now celebrating a bit. That's good. So next thing that I want to prepare is also the clothing for an acolyte. So we will require a combination of cape, formal shirt, lady's head, and so the easiest way to make that is to just research the tech first, and then, let's see, corset, formal shirt. We just produce a couple of these items. Suspend that for now, and then I'll force the job once the promotion has happened. So here we're slowly getting started with all the preparations there. So as you see, nobility is no easy task, and just blindly promoting your nobles would be the worst thing possibly to do, because that actually would get you into chaos, you know? Because the thing is, if you don't satisfy the needs of your nobles, they still work, kind of, but they'll grow super unhappy, and that's really, really bad. Also, I realized why things are so bad these days. That's because Gray lost his arm in the last episode. And therefore, we got ourselves now a much, much less powerful field hand. Because there's only one hand on the field hand now. So we really want to find a replacement prosthetic. So we probably will research that after the gun turret technology as well. So we can at least craft something for poor old Gray. So we get ourselves some sort of relief. And here, things are looking quite good. I don't think that the hay that we planted out is enough for the entirety of the season, but that doesn't matter too much. Now, we got rid of all the nasty buggers there, so we might as well start hunting some elk. No, not taming, hunting. There we go. Always remember to only automatically hunt animals that have no chance of firing back, because that's just bad. A transport pod crash. So, a person called Aiko. She's not affiliated with any faction. That means we could just capture her, but we won't. Actually, it might sound a little bit heartless, but I'm not even going to rescue her. That's simply because I do know that when you rescue people that just crash land and have no affiliated faction, there is a certain chance that these people will stay at your colony, and I really don't want another non-violent person in my colony. It's just like that. Also, it's probably a good time to do a bit of a leader speech. I should really use those rituals a little bit more often. But all this tutorial talking is making me a little bit distracted. So, let's see. That was encouraging. Wonderful. We're going to dig out the walls here. The most important thing about the leader speech is not only that it gives you a bit of a mood bonus for a while, it boosts up our development points, and that's what I'm really looking for. So we can also do our Fiesta family. It requires Neil sheets, which we somehow don't have yet, so let's change that. Whoa, I had no clue that these things are so big. Whatever. We're going to set them up. Alright, Benjamin hunting the elk. Classy with a machine pistol. So, there we go. Yeah, Gray is just not kicking the same work numbers as before. This is really a little bit tragic because Gray was also my main crafter. So we're in kind of a pickle here. Unas in the meantime, well, at least she's getting there. But we had just a lot of tree chopping jobs for her to take care of first. So the field work was a little bit behind. Anyways, so the preparations are pretty good, or coming along pretty nicely so far. That bedroom, let's see, is it large enough? It has to be 16 tiles. Quest failed. Oh yeah, right. I was a dude that just was waiting for rescue. We didn't. So, yeah, that's 5 on 5. So that would be a grand total 25 cells. I think we needed a bedroom of 16 cells, so that's large enough too. Wonderful. So let's set up furniture-wise a double bed. There we go. And then Rowley and Gray can finally reside in a proper bedroom together. Nice. And we have a visit from a shaman merchant. So let's check on out what this does for us. So here we could sell a lot of our animals and the like, but I'm not that interested. Shaman merchants are really interesting because they have these items here. A psychic shock lance is so damn useful. So it just downs somebody. It has the chance of dealing severe brain damage while doing so, but I totally love these. The Psychic Sooth Pulsar and the Animal Pulsar, well, the Psychic Animal Pulsar drives every animal in the environment mad and just lets them attack everybody. Not a big fan, but the Psychic Shock Lance is a good oh shit button if there's something on the enemy side that you really can't handle. We're going to fill up that trade with a couple of dosages of herbal medicine. That's why I love that stuff so much as a trade good. And, well, we're going to allow the sowing of herbal meds again. 50% of the area there, though. Only 50%. So, let's bring power over to our throne room as well. There we go. But actually, we're going to require braziers there, not electrical light. So. And then we also will require a meditation throne. I'm going to make that one out of granite. You can totally decide for yourself which material you want to use here. Well, it's pretty much free. Okay, we got gun turrets, and we got now the prosthetics tech up as the next thing on our list. I'm going to disable these here from the automatic refuel for now, because I don't see any particularly good reason to do that right now, you know? It's just not necessary at all. No. Alright. We're doing some planting for the remaining year yet now. I'm not sure how smart that actually is, honestly. But at the same time, I keep saying that, you know me. It's training for our dudes there. So there's even another exotic goods trader incoming, but we're... Yeah, well, let's do that as the last thing for today, and then we're going to outro this. So, yeah, great. Okay, most likely there's going to be nothing we can be doing with that. So they're selling chicken. That would be pretty awesome, but I don't want to stock up on even more animals. And as you see there, we could sell some of our animals at this point, but I don't want to. The exotic goods trader is much like the shaman trader, just the modern counterpart of that. Okay, guys, so we have done some necessary preparations today. The royal bedroom is coming along nicely. Gray and Diver need now medical treatment because they are struck by the plague. Let's assign that real quick before I get a chance to forget that. And yeah, we're going to continue there in the next episode because right now, well, things are quite okay. We will hopefully get a chance to tailor the clothing for our people. And let's see what we're going to do next time. So far, we're going towards the next winter. We need a bit more food, I guess, so there's a lot of things that we could get done there. So thanks for watching. Drop me a comment down below. Leave me a thumbs up if you enjoyed the series, and of course, consider subscribing. There's daily content coming up from my side. Also, you find in the description box a link to the entirety of a playlist there, alongside with some support links for this channel. I'd be super happy if you check them out, and a big thanks to all the people supporting this channel. I really appreciate, and so does my family. So, see you guys next time, and have a good one.